Imagine this, you sit down to work, and within just 2 hours you get more done than most people manage in 2 days. No endless scrolling. No constant distractions. Just pure focus that takes your skills, career, and creativity to the next level. That's the promise of deep work, a skill that's becoming rarer in our distracted world, but also more valuable than ever. In today's video, we'll break down the key principles of Cal Newport's deep work, why it's the ultimate superpower for success, how you can train your brain to achieve it, and how to apply it in your daily life. If you've ever wondered why some people produce world-class results while others just stay busy, this summary will show you the difference. Welcome to Ease of Education, where knowledge meets clarity and growth begins. We believe true freedom, whether on field of finance, self-improvement, or entrepreneurship, it starts with the right education. That's why our mission is simple, to bring you deep, meaningful book summaries on self-improvement, entrepreneurship, and financial literacy that don't just inform, they transform. Our videos may be slightly longer, but that's because we value depth over shortcuts. We focus on giving you the full picture, not just surface-level ideas. No fancy graphics, no unnecessary distractions, just pure, practical wisdom that speaks directly to your goals. Every video is crafted with care to help you build confidence, sharpen your thinking, and take smarter steps toward financial success. Here, it's not just about learning, it's about growing together. Subscribe and let's turn your curiosity into confidence, one book at a time. What truly separates extraordinary achievers from the rest of the world? How do some individuals manage to create breakthroughs, ideas, and works that shape history while others remain stuck in the noise of distraction? The answer lies in something called deep work. Deep work is when you focus so intensely on a task that you push your mind to its absolute limits. It's not about multitasking, checking notifications, or shallow effort. It's about entering a state where your brain operates at its highest capacity. Think about it. Bill Gates used to disappear for entire weeks, isolating himself with nothing but books, papers, and his own thoughts. It was during one of these retreats that he wrote his famous Internet tidal wave memo, an insight that reshaped Microsoft's future. Or consider J.K. Rowling. At the height of writing her Harry Potter series, she would check herself into a quiet hotel, just to escape distractions and fully immerse herself in her fictional world. The result? Stories that captivated millions across the globe. Then there's Peter Higgs, the physicist behind the Higgs boson discovery. He was so deeply absorbed in his isolated research life that when he eventually won the Nobel Prize, journalists literally couldn't track him down, because he had long cut himself off from the noise of the world. That's the power of deep work. These are not just regular efforts. They're rare, high-value moments where creativity, skill, and focus combine to produce results that are extremely hard to replicate. Deep work is the secret weapon of innovators, writers, entrepreneurs, and scientists, the hidden force that takes them beyond ordinary limits. So the question is, if deep work can create legends, what could it do for you? You already have a basic idea of what deep work is. But now comes the real question. Why do we absolutely need this skill in today's world? There are two powerful reasons. First, deep work helps you master hard things quickly. Let me share a story. Jason Ben was a financial consultant. His job was to prepare reports filled with complex numerical data. Each report took him 6 to 7 hours of intense effort. Then came Microsoft Excel. With a single click, the software could generate the same reports that once took him a full day. Jason suddenly saw the truth. His career was on the edge of collapse. Most people would have panicked or waited for luck to change. But not Jason. He made a bold decision. He quit his job, went home, and locked himself in a room with a single mission: learn computer coding from scratch. He had no background, no training, no years to waste. What did he do? For over 5 hours a day, every single day, he worked in deep focus. No distractions, no social media, no noise. Just him and the code. In 1 month, he devoured 18 books on programming. Soon, he launched his own company, earning $40,000 in the first year, and crossing $100,000 the next. This is the raw power of deep work. It's the ability to reinvent yourself when technology threatens your future. And let's be real, today we hear news almost every day about AI taking jobs. Technology is a double-edged sword. If you are not creating something extraordinary, if you're not upgrading yourself, you risk being replaced. Second, deep work doesn't just help you learn faster, it helps you produce world-class results in both quality and speed. Cal Newport gives the example of Adam Grant, one of the youngest and most successful professors at Wharton. Unlike most academics who publish 1 or 2 papers a year, Grant produces research at a staggering pace, without sacrificing quality. How? He doesn't scatter his attention. Instead, he clears out chunks of time, sometimes weeks, dedicated only to one project. In those deep, distraction-free sessions, he produces research that not only stands out but reshapes his field. That's why he's considered one of the most influential minds of our time. So here's the truth, deep work is no longer optional. It's the skill that decides whether you'll thrive in this fast-changing world, or whether you'll get left behind. Now we will understand how to inculcate deep work in our lives. Step 1. Shallow work. Have you ever ended a long day feeling busy, but when you look back, you realize you didn't really achieve anything meaningful? That's the silent trap of shallow work. Cal Newport defines it as those easy, non-demanding tasks, like replying to emails, attending endless meetings, or scrolling through notifications. They don't stretch your brain, they don't create real value, and worst of all, they're easy for anyone to copy. And in today's world, shallow work is everywhere. Distraction creeps in, little by little, until deep, focused work is replaced completely. If you're not careful, this can become permanent. Imagine living your whole life staying busy, but never truly productive. But here's the hopeful part. There is a way out. Take the company 37 Signals for example. They made a bold move. They cut their workweek from 5 days down to just 4. And instead of losing productivity, they discovered something surprising. Employees got more done, not less. Why? Because they had to focus on what truly mattered, deep, meaningful work. So, how can you bring this into your life? Newport gives us 3 powerful steps. Step 1. Schedule every single minute of your day. When your time has a plan, distractions lose their power. Step 2. Stop working on autopilot. Don't just drift through tasks, bring intention to everything you do. Step 3. Measure the depth of your work. Ask yourself, is this something that challenges my mind, or is it something anyone could do? Here's the truth, shallow work keeps you busy, but deep work builds your future. If you want to grow, to stand out, to create something meaningful, you must learn to say no to the shallow, and fiercely protect your focus. Step 2. Work deeply. Here's the truth, deep work doesn't just happen. It's not something you stumble into. It requires rituals, routines, and clear boundaries. Think of it like training for a sport. Just as an athlete builds muscle through discipline, a deep worker trains their mind for focus. Because let's be honest, inside you, there's always a battle. One part of you wants to stay focused, while another part keeps pulling you toward distraction, social media, messages, entertainment. And every time you resist temptation, your willpower drains a little more. That's why you can't rely on willpower alone. You need rituals that make focus automatic. Take Charles Darwin as an example. When he was writing The Origin of Species, his day followed a strict pattern. At 7 a.m., he went for a short walk. Then breakfast alone. From 8 to 9:30, he worked in his study. The next hour, he read his letters. After that, back to deep work until noon. Finally, he would walk along a set path near his greenhouse, thinking through difficult problems, before declaring his workday complete. Darwin didn't leave focus to chance, he created a system. And you can too. Here are the key points to remember when designing your own deep work ritual. Location matters. Choose a space where your mind knows it's time to work. It could be your desk, a library corner, or even a coffee shop, but let that place become your signal for focus. Ban distractions. Turn off notifications, block distracting sites, or physically remove your phone. Protect your focus like a treasure. Reward your brain. Small cues like a cup of coffee, a specific playlist, or even a favorite snack can train your brain to enter deep focus mode. Accountability is powerful. Share your goals with someone, track your hours, or commit publicly. When you know someone's watching, you push yourself harder. Use lead measures. Instead of obsessing about results, measure the actions that cause results. For example, track how many hours of deep work you do, not just how much you produced. Remember, no one can create your ritual for you. It's yours ability to design. But once you have it in place, deep work becomes not just a choice, but a way of life. Step 3. Quit social media. Now, I know what you're thinking, isn't social media necessary today? But here's the hard truth, most of us don't use it as a tool, we use it as an escape. And Cal Newport argues, don't use the internet just to entertain yourself. Because every scroll, every click, every notification steals a little piece of your focus. Think about this. There's a principle called the law of the vital few. It says that a small number of activities produce the majority of your results. The same applies to your internet habits. Not every app, not every platform deserves your time. But here's where many people go wrong. They use what Newport calls the any benefit approach. This means, if a tool has any possible benefit, they feel justified in using it. For example, Instagram helps me stay connected. Twitter keeps me updated. YouTube entertains me. The problem? The tiny benefits are drowned out by the massive distraction they bring into your life. So, instead of asking, does this tool have some benefit? You need to ask a much deeper question. What are the core factors that determine success and happiness in my personal and professional life? Once you're clear on those, adopt a tool only if its positive impacts on those core factors are significantly greater than its negatives. If it doesn't move the needle on what truly matters, cut it out. Remember, social media isn't evil. But shallow use of it, that's poison for your focus. If you want deep work, you have to be ruthless about what earns space in your attention. Step 4. Embrace boredom. Here's something most people don't realize, your brain has been trained to crave distraction. Every time you reach for your phone, scroll social media, or check emails, you reinforce the habit of escape. So when you finally sit down to focus, your mind fights back. It doesn't want silence. It wants noise. That's why Newport says, efforts to deepen your focus will fail if you don't wean your mind off its addiction to distraction. But here's the surprising twist, don't take breaks from distraction. Instead, take breaks from focus. In other words, schedule fixed blocks for internet use, and outside those blocks, avoid it completely. Yes, even if your job requires emails or lots of internet, this strategy still works. If you set aside specific times for checking, and keep every other moment sacred, you're training your brain that focus, not distraction, is the default. And this isn't just for work. Scheduling internet use at home as well as at the office sharpens your concentration even more. You're not just working deeply at your desk, you're training your brain 24/7. Another powerful method? Productive meditation. The next time you're walking, exercising, or doing something simple, use that time to think deeply about a single professional challenge. Not letting your mind wander aimlessly, but deliberately structuring your deep thinking. But be careful. Two enemies will show up, distractions pulling you away, and looping, where you keep circling the same thought without progress. To fight them, guide your thinking step by step. Break big problems into smaller questions, and push your brain forward with intention. This is what embracing boredom really means. Not filling every empty second with a screen. Not letting distraction win by default. But allowing silence to strengthen your focus, so that when it's time to work deeply, your mind is ready. So, let's bring it all together. Step 1. Work deeply. Deep work doesn't happen by accident. You need structure, rituals, and boundaries, just like Darwin did when he carefully planned every hour of his day. Step 2. Build rituals. Choose a location that signals focus, ban distractions, reward your brain with little cues, and hold yourself accountable. Willpower alone will never be enough, you need systems. Step 3. Quit social media. Don't fall for the any benefit trap. Instead, ask yourself, does this tool truly move me closer to what matters most? If not, cut it out and protect your attention. Step 4. Embrace boredom. Train your mind to stop craving distraction. Schedule internet use, not the other way around. Practice productive meditation, structure your thoughts, and let silence strengthen your focus. And here's the bigger picture, deep work is rare, but that's exactly why it's so valuable. In a world drowning in shallow busyness, the ability to focus deeply is your ultimate competitive edge. Now I want to ask you, what's your biggest distraction every day? Is it social media, constant emails, or something else? Drop your answer in the comments, because awareness is the first step to change. And if this video inspired you to reclaim your focus, then make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell, because every week we bring you powerful insights from the world's best books to help you grow smarter, stronger, and more intentional. Remember, shallow work keeps you busy, but deep work builds your future. Which one will you choose?